Hello team, it is the inconsequential runner here, and this is an update on the vegan nutritional challenge that I took for 21 days. So it started on the 1st of January and it's just finished now. Last weigh-in was the morning. I woke up on the 22nd of January. So this video is a update of the results, how I got the results I got, and will I continue? So let's start with the results. Actually, just before we do, I didn't enter this for any other reason except for to see what it meant to follow a vegan nutritional plan for 21 days. So there was no prior objective. I wasn't looking for weight loss or to become more shredded or anything. I just wanted to see how my body would respond to it. And I think that's a pretty good way to go into it, because it means you're not trying to manufacture a result or hope for a result. It's just a case of keep the integrity to the plan and see how it pans out. So let's start with the results. So a couple of specs about myself. I'm 6 foot tall, I'm 49, turning the big 50 this year. Now when I started, I was 70, I've got some notes down here, so forgive me, I'll look at them every so often to make sure it's correct. 72.2 kilograms, and I measured myself in two places. One was around the hips, if you can imagine where your belt goes for your pants, and the other one was the waist, so the widest measurement around my stomach. It's usually around my tummy button. Hips were 86.3 and waist was 87.3, which gave me a combined measurement of 174 centimeters. At the end, I was 73.2 kilos. So over those 3 weeks, I lost 4 kilos. My hips went down from 86.3 to 84.8. My waist, around where my tummy button is, went from 87.8 to 84 flat. So that's a drop of 3.8 centimeters. So combined, it went from 174 to 168. 0.8, a drop of 5.2 combined centimeters. I think I've got some other data too, and I'll share that with you now. I've taken some before and after photos, so if I work out how to upload those onto the screen, you'll see them now. And I think what you'll see in the before and after photos is I've just tightened up a bit, certainly around the stomach area. You can see that it started to not shred up, but certainly tighten and looks a little bit better. In terms of the two other sporting activities I do, one is running, and I've found my energy levels have actually got better, and I've actually got faster. I've got data from this morning. So I went for a good long warm-up this morning, and then I did some 1 kilometer intervals. Now usually I'll be doing those around about the 340 sort of mark, so 340 for a kilometer, and then you rest for about 2 minutes, do another kilometer, and you do 6 of them. This morning I started on 338, and I actually got faster and faster for each kilometer interval. So the last kilometer interval I did finished at 319. And to be honest, if I did another one after that, I think I could have gone faster again. So energy levels for running have been excellent. Look, cutting right to the chase, my body has responded really well to it. Loads of energy. Gym, in terms of strength, I think it has come back a little bit. Now there might be other reasons outside of the nutritional plan, but I think I'm running about 90-95% strength. That top end strength that I had in the gym has just come back a little bit. But yeah, loads of energy. But to be honest, it's only been 3 weeks, right? If it was 6 weeks or 12 weeks, 3 months, then I think you can start to see some of the changes more. Is this energy gain, is it short term, or is it the fact that, by stripping out a lot of the dairy, or all of the dairy and all of the meat has been better for me? Okay, so what are my thoughts on how the vegan nutritional plan contributed to my weight loss and leaning up? I'd say about 60 to 70%. The 72.2 kilos I started at the start, a lot of that was weight that I'd put on over Christmas. But of course, over Christmas I was eating a lot of meat. So the shredding of the meat out of my consumption, I mean, that's part and parcel of it, isn't it? Following a vegan nutritional plan. So yeah, you might argue, well, hold on, you're 72.2 because you ate a lot. And I would say, yeah, exactly. I suppose because I was eating a lot and a lot of it was meat, that's where I ended up. And that was where I started. What I did do is I had about a 1,600 to 1,700 calorie plan I was following every day. And what I would say is following the vegan diet, nutritional plan. I tend to say nutrition rather than diet. I don't like the word diet. Nutrition. I found it was really easy to stick to. That low 1,600 to 1,700 calories is relatively low, and I found it really easy to stick to actually with being on the vegan nutritional plan. The only thing I really needed to change, because I didn't eat a lot of dairy before I started this, the only thing I really needed to change was replace my meat. And so I found meat substitutes like sun-fed chicken and various little patties and stuff like that I bought. And so yeah, the meat came off my plate, which was by and large salad and vegetables anyway, and these patties went on instead. I developed my own nutritional plan. I didn't need to follow anything, I think. As I say, you just look through what you tend to eat anyway, and I'm relatively regimented with what I eat, so it's just a case of just substituting stuff in and out. So I built a plan, I followed it each day with also, and that made it really easy to count for the calories, because my breakfast, my morning tea and my afternoon tea were the same, day in, day out, no dramas. I love what I eat, so I didn't get bored with it, and it was purposeful. Look, if you told me that all I had to do is eat carrots and I'd have incredible energy and my body would be how I want it to be and it would function great in my digestive system, I'd just eat carrots. I love food, right? And I just love eating, but it's got to be purposeful. And yeah, as I say, if you told me all I had to do was eat carrots and everything would be perfect, that would make me too happy to just eat carrots. Wouldn't get bored of them for that reason, because it's giving me what I want. I supplemented my meal plan with 3 main supplements, and they were a good multivitamin, vitamin C on top of that, organic hemp inulin, I-N-U-L-I-N, some of you I think probably haven't heard of that, and magnesium. I was doubling up on the multivitamins, tripling up on the magnesium, but the magnesium by and large, because I was running every day, and sometimes I would be running twice a day, and I'd have at least 3 gym sessions a week, and doing yoga every day, even though that was short and sharp. The magnesium was by and large to help me with the recovery overnight. Okay, what else do I want to tell you? I was full. Even though it was only 1,600 to 1,700 calories and I was doing all that exercise, I was relatively full for most of the time. There were times I was hungry, but why do we worry about being hungry for a couple of hours? You know, tops, no dramas. Hunger never lasts, it subsides. So there were a couple of times I was hungry. The interesting thing, and this only occurred to me last night, is because I was following the vegan nutritional plan that I developed, and I was following it every day, there was no real times I injected sugar. I had one vegan ice cream and a handful of, or maybe a bag. It ended up being a bag, so an 80-gram bag of popcorn that was sweet and sour. So that had a bit of sugar in it, that and the ice cream. That's all I had in terms of sugar. So interestingly, I had way less sugar following this plan. I don't drink a lot of milk, but I used oat milk instead, because the other protein supplement I had was protein powder, pea protein powder, which doesn't taste great. Whey you can have with water, and I have with water. I don't drink milk or a lot of milk. It's just too rich for me. But I found water with the pea protein. It still was quite chalky and didn't work for me. So I just changed it to oat milk and had that with the protein powder, which was perfect. And I'll pour that on a couple of Weet-Bix or whatever. Okay, so yeah, 0 cravings, really low sugar, which has been really good. Developed my own plan. The highlight probably was vegan cheese. Wow, that stuff is fantastic. It tastes so much more cheesier than real cheese. And you only need about 20 grams of it shredded up, and just such a rich flavour. Big fan of that. Eating out was not a problem. Of course, you pick the restaurant that you're going to go to. You look at the menu ahead of time, and a lot of restaurants have a lot of really good vegan options. Look, to the point where I'll talk about the future in a second, but continuing this going forward it's going to be a doddle. It's going to be a breeze. Am I still going to eat some meat? Yeah, absolutely. But again, I'm going to be eating less meat than I did before. So I used to eat meat 14 times a week, and some people were like, how can you eat it 14 times? But actually, most of us do. If you have a little bit of meat with your lunch and meat with your dinner, there's your 14 times a week. Right there. And then I just woke up one day and decided to just try to be a vegetarian, give it a go. And I went cold into that, did it a month, super easy, a little bit of cheese, a lot of eggs, got me through that, no dramas. And after that, I reduced my meat consumption. And I think after following this vegan nutritional plan, I'm going to reduce my meat consumption even further. Both in terms of how often I eat meat and the volume of the meat I eat. Before I went into this plan, Christmas accepted, I was eating probably about 100 to 120 grams of meat in any serve. Before I did the vegetarian stuff, I was having about 200 to 250 grams of meat, and over Christmas it was just crazy. It's just crazy. Okay. So highlight was vegan cheese. Eating out was no problems at all. My digestive system, I don't think there was a huge change to that. I think it was better. Sometimes my digestive system works where I need to go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times a day sometimes, but certainly with the vegan nutritional plan that I put myself on, it was just once a day. So yeah, I think it was better. I think it was better. That's my feel. So I think if you are suffering from something like maybe a irritable bowel syndrome or something, I think it's definitely worth trying. There might be something in that. So where to from here? Okay, well look, I'm a big fan of you follow the data. Don't do what you think or what you feel. Do what you know. And we have to experiment to capture data to know what works and what doesn't. This definitely works. I'm running faster. Again, is it a long-term thing? Might I need to supplement my B12 intake by having meat every so often? Well, I plan to do that. I didn't have any cravings for meat, so today I didn't wake up and think, yeah, I'm glad the 21 days are over, I'm going to get into eating some meat. In fact, to be honest, if you ever feel that way on a nutritional plan, then it's clearly not sustainable. So, yeah, it's interesting. I'm not going to go too much on a tangent with this, but I do have I hear a lot of conversations where people are talking about what we should be eating and what we shouldn't be eating. Look, we know, by and large, a plant-based diet is best. I can't name the doctor. His name slips my memory, but he put together those 7 words, which was eat food, meaning not processed stuff, really clean stuff. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. I mean, that's it, right? In 7 words. As I say, we talk about what we eat a lot, but we don't talk about what I think we need to be talking about, which is how do we make what we eat sustainable so we don't go off the nutritional plan. It doesn't feel like something that's a task or something that we're doing. So going back to my vegan nutritional plan, didn't feel like a task. If my doctor rang me up right now and said, look, you need to do another 14 days of it, no dramas, no dramas. If I'm going to go out for lunch now, and if we went to just a vegan restaurant, again, no dramas. So I'm not hanging out for meat. Am I going to eat some in the next couple of days or today? Yeah, probably some burritos later on tonight. Am I hanging out for it? No, I'm not. So I think that's a reflection of how sustainable this has been for me. So look, if you want a copy of my nutritional plan and you want to copy it, just drop me a line in the comments below. I'm just going to wrap up in a second. But I will say you will have questions. I haven't covered everything, and thank you for bearing with me for the best part of 14 minutes. I can see it there. So hopefully there's a lot of stuff in here you can steal, but I haven't answered everything. So pop anything in the comments below so other people can see them too. Throw in your questions, I'll answer them. So where to from here? I'm just going to follow the data. I'm going to eat even less meat than I did before I started this, but keep it just nice and balanced. So nice, just enough meat to keep me topped up and keep the B12 levels going. The only regret I've got, so I've kept all my data in terms of my measurements and my athletic performance and my strength, is blood. So I wish I'd taken my bloods before and taken my bloods now to see if there's any change in my bloods. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm pretty happy with the results. As I say, I went into this with no purpose. I just wanted to see how my body responds. It's responded really well. The meals have felt really light. I haven't felt gluggy, if that's a word. You know what I mean, after the meals. So yeah, that's it. Team, thank you for watching. Any questions, just pop them below. Ka kite anō.